The White House just admitted your encrypted data is already being harvested. The US government reversed its AI export ban, but only for pre-vetted corporate partners. And the UK just made it illegal to run a crypto business without institutional capital reserves. 3 stories, same mechanism. Harvest now, enclose the intelligence, and put a gate on the exit. June 22nd, President Trump signs Executive Order 14,412, securing the nation against advanced cryptographic attacks. Every federal agency must migrate to post-quantum cryptography. High-value assets must transition by 2030 for encryption, 2031 for signatures. Federal contractors must comply by 2030, timeline compressed from 2035. The press framed this as routine cybersecurity hygiene. The government's updating encryption standards, period. Agencies prepare for a quantum future, period. Pretty boring, pretty administrative. This is not a cybersecurity update. Harvest now, decrypt later. It's a strategy state actors have been running for years. They intercept encrypted traffic, SSL handshakes, VPN tunnels, your behavioral data, and they store it. They can't decrypt it yet, but they will. When quantum computers arrive, everything they've vacuumed up becomes readable. Your messages, your transactions, your browsing history, your encrypted files, all harvested today, decrypted tomorrow. The government knows this. The executive order is an admission that the current encryption wall is already functionally porous to large state extraction. They're not upgrading the locks because the lockpick might exist someday. They're upgrading because the data is already being vacuumed up. The only question is when the vacuum bag gets opened. And the same day, the president signed a companion order launching a national effort to build a powerful quantum computer. The Commerce Department is already taking equity stakes in 9 quantum companies. Energy, war, commerce, the intelligence community, they've all been directed to build the machine that can break the encryption. This executive order mandates replacing the shield and the spear. Same hand, same day. When the same institution holds the cryptographic standard and the machine that can break it, you're not choosing your security, you're being assigned it. 2 weeks ago, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick killed Mythos 5 with a letter. Last week, we told you the borders were already being built. Anthropic blocked Hong Kong at the IP level years ago, banned companies with Chinese ownership, and the reluctant compliance framing was marketing. This week, the Commerce Department reversed the ban. Mythos 5 is coming back, but not for you. Only pre-vetted corporate entities and infrastructure providers. A restricted licensing structure. The general public remains blocked. Foreign nationals still blocked. The most capable AI model on the planet, accessible only through a government-approved consortium. The press says this is a sensible compromise. The industry says this is balanced regulation. This is not a reversal. This is a formalization. And the whole thing, the ban, the Pentagon feud, the principled rebel narrative, was advertising. The kill switch got headlines. The revolt against autonomous weapons made them look brave. The Hong Kong access restrictions, the ownership bans, the IP blocks, those were Anthropic's own hand. And now, the reversal, the model returns, but only through institutional channels. June 12th proved they could kill it. June 26th proved they control who gets through the gate. The drama, that was just the trailer. The enclosure is the product. Fable for you, Mythos for my partners. The split we covered in episode 8, filtered answers for consumers, unfiltered access for institutions, is now enforced by law. That's not safety, that's permission. And the marketing, it worked. June 13th, the UK Financial Conduct Authority published its final crypto regulatory roadmap. All crypto firms must obtain FCA authorization to operate. Trading platforms, custodians, stablecoin issuers. Authorization gateway opens September 13th. Mandatory regime begins October 2027. The framework reads like bank regulation, financial resilience requirements, capital reserves, stress testing, market integrity rules, insider trading, market manipulation. The consumer duty applies to crypto firms. The FCA calls this a significant moment in a framework that doesn't force firms to choose between regulatory certainty and room to innovate. A quote from the UK Finance Trade Body, "We welcome the clarity." A quote from Crypto UK, "Proportionate and balanced regulation." Everyone's happy, except the people who can't afford the capital reserves. The open source developer, the peer-to-peer network, the self-custodied wallet, the grassroots protocol. They're not banning crypto, they're domesticating it, turning sovereign self-custody networks into bank-grade extensions of the legacy financial apparatus. When you need institutional capital reserves to legally operate, the only people who can operate are institutions. The authorization gateway is a filter. The FCA didn't outlaw peer-to-peer asset rails, they just made them illegal to run as a business. And the timing isn't accidental. This dropped alongside the EU's MiCA transition cliff, another jurisdiction, another authorization framework, another set of institutional capital requirements. The noise is regulatory clarity. The signal, that's synchronized multi-jurisdictional enclosure of open liquidity. The exits are being gated, not banned. Just made expensive, not closed. Just reserved for people with compliance departments. There you have it. Those are 3 stories, same mechanism. The White House admitted your encrypted data is already being harvested and launched the machine that will decrypt it. The US reserved an AI export ban, not open access, but to formalize who gets through the gate. The UK built a crypto framework, not to enable innovation, but to make sure only institutions can legally operate. Harvest, enclosure, and a gate. They're all the same. The architecture, centralized infrastructure, institutional access, gated exits. When somebody else holds the key, whether it's the encryption standard, the AI model, or the authorization gateway, you're not making choices. You're accepting defaults. You're waiting for permission. The harvest is happening right now. The enclosure is permanent. The gate is closing. Same question. Who does the tool serve? No panic, just signal. I'll see you next week. If this clicked for you, drop a comment. Which gate affects you most? Your data, your intelligence, or your money?